Hi and welcome to AI Sciences. So in this video we will try to explore Python list. So list is quite simple. They are solely responsible for storing the information, or if I may say that they are responsible for storing multiple values, multiple strings, multiple integers inside it. So right now we are comfortable with the concept of variables, that if we want to store some information we can just create a variable and put some value inside it. But let's just say that if you have hundreds of values, so it is not actually practical to create 100 variables and store values in them. So the proper way of doing that is just to create a list and then put all the values, put all the integers, strings, whatever it is, you can put them inside the list. So if we go for the syntax, so for creating a list, the first thing is this thing. This braces are responsible for creating the list in Python. Then you can put any number of elements here. So right now I just put some strings over here. This string, this string, this string, this string, and this string. So instead of creating variables like fruit1, fruit2, fruit3, and then putting this variable, this value inside the variables, I just created a list fruits and then I put all the values inside this list. Now if I give it a go, so here you can see I am getting all the elements inside a single variable. So the next thing is that we can index in the list. If you are comfortable working with other programming languages, you must be familiar with the concept of indexing. So if you are not, so indexing means that I want to refer a variable, I want to refer a value at a particular position of the list. So here this thing over here, the first element is referred as to be on 0th index. This is referred as to be on first index. This is on second index, this is on third index, and this is on fourth index. So if I go for fruits of 0, it will provide me this element, the 0th element. If I give it a go, I am getting apple. Then if I give for the fourth, so here 0th element, first element, second element, third element, and then the fourth. So now if I give it a go, I'm getting the last element. But then if I go for the fifth one, it will raise an exception because list index out of range. We only have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements here, and we cannot refer to 5. And one thing to notice over here, that the indexing is starting from 0. So you have to just calibrate, instead of 1, you have to calibrate from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if I go for 5, I'm getting the exception. Next thing, if I go for -1, what Python list will do, it will just simply wrap around. So if I go for the 0th, it will provide me this. Now if I go for the -1, it will provide me the last element. So if I give it a go, I'm getting the last element. And if I go for -2, so 0, -1, and -2, it will provide me with the mango. Perfect. So the next thing is that what if you want to get a particular chunk out of a list? So just to make it more readable, let me just copy this from here and paste it here as well. So now if I want to get a chunk out of a list, what I can do, I can use this notation. So here I am referring from 1 to 3. So what it will do, it will provide me with the first element, 0th, first banana, and then it will take me to the third exclusive. It will not include the third one. So it will only provide me this cherry, and the third will be, it will not be included in the final output. So 1 to 3 is actually 1 and 2. Now if I go for 3 to 5, it will provide me 0, 1, 2, 3. This is the third element. It will start providing me elements from here, and I am asking for 5, so it will provide me up till 4. So 3 and 4. It will only give me mango and orange. Perfect. So one thing more to notice over here, that if you are slicing out something from the list, it will not affect your existing list. It's not like that if you slice out a particular element from the list, it will wipe out from your actual list. It will stay there as well. So here you can see that we are getting the complete list over here as well. Next thing is that the lists are mutable. Mutable means that you can manipulate its value. So from here, if we are print the fruits again, we are getting apple at the 0th index. Now if we go for fruits of 0 and assign it to peach, we just saw here that if we refer to fruits of 0, we are referring to the first element of the list. So over here, if I am referring to fruits of 0, I am referring to the first element. And if I am making it peach, if I give it a go over here again, this is apple. Now see, the element over here has been changed. Now instead of apple, it is providing me peach here. Next, the lists are heterogeneous. So heterogeneous means that it is not mandatory that all the elements of the list should be string or all the elements should be numbers. It could be anything. It could be list of list, it could be list of dictionaries, it could be list of strings and list of numbers, anything. So here I am creating a new list with 1, 2, then apple, then 6, and then banana. Now if I give it a go, it created a link. It created a list successfully with all the elements. Now the next thing is that list allow duplicates. So this means that if I'm creating a list with 22 and 22 two times, it won't raise any exception or error. It will create a list of all those elements, and list allows you to create duplicates as well. So I'm getting apple, 22, banana, and 22. Perfect. Next thing is actually quite crucial, that what if we want to add something inside the list. So here we saw that we can actually create a list and then we can access each element of the list, and here we can see that how we can actually manipulate its value. But what if I want to add a new thing inside the list? So the solution for that is append. So if I give it a go for elements again, these elements, I'm getting apple, 22, banana, 22. Now if I go for elements, I am referring to this list, then I am calling the function append, and whatever value I pass inside this append, it will append that element inside this list. So append is a built-in function. You do not have to worry about its code. It just simply takes whatever you put here and append that inside the list. Now if I give it a go, so notice I am getting this thing over here, the same thing, plus the one is appended. Then if I go for adding this number and then adding the string orange, and then if I give it a go, so notice up till 1 this thing is perfectly fine, and after that it added this number and then the string orange. So the next thing is that what if you want to remove elements from the list? So it's quite simple. Just like a built-in function append, we have a built-in function remove, and we just have to specify which element we want to remove. Now if I give it a go for elements, I am getting apple, 22, banana, 22, 1, 101, 1001, and orange. Now if I give it a go with elements.remove and I'm asking it to remove orange, it will simply remove this element. So notice. So this element got eliminated. Then if I'm asking it to remove 1001, it removes this element. Now one thing to notice over here, that there are two 22s. So if I go for remove 22, what it will do, it will just simply remove the first occurrence. So going from all the way here, wherever it will find the first occurrence of this element, which whatever number you pass, whatever element you pass inside the function, as soon as it gets the first occurrence of that element, it will just remove it from the list. So if I give it a go, so notice this 22 over here has been dropped. And then if I go for elements.remove 22, the last element from here has been dropped. So this is how you remove elements from the list. And then for the last section, if we want to iterate on the list, so we saw that if we want to index the element of list, we can go for fruits 0, fruits 1, fruits 2, fruits 3, so on and so forth. But what if we have a list of, let's say, hundreds of elements, thousands of elements, millions of elements? We cannot just put the indexes there and get out the value and then do all the operations. So for that, the Python provides us with the for loop, which you can use for iterating on this list. What this will do, so elements over here is a new list. Let me just take this from here and put it here. So elements from here is this list. Now if I go for I in elements, what it will do, For each iteration of the for loop, it will provide me with each element of this list. So for the first iteration, it will provide me 1. Then for the next iteration, it will provide me 2. Then for the next iteration, 3, 4, 5. And for the last iteration, it will provide me with apple. So for the first iteration, I'm getting 1, then next I'm getting 2, then next iteration I'm getting 3, then next 4, then next 5, and then for the last iteration, I'm getting the apple. So this is pretty much it from the list section, and if you are stuck at anything or if you are not getting any point, please feel free to approach us and we will try to get back to you as soon as possible. And also please do not forget to subscribe our channel AI Sciences and also hit the bell icon so you get the notification of our new videos.